the first snap of the game. We're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
They'll start by running the option to the right. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the first down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that, and here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game, and all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And snapped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he will get in across the chalk for the Chargers touchdown. Kareem Hunt from 3 yards out. And the Chargers are on the board here first in the season opener.
Well, we know he has decent hands out of the backfield. That's the first time, Charles, they've targeted him in the passing game, and it pays dividends.
And I love the design, too, because they kept him in the backfield and the defense think run first before they swung him out of there. And you're right, with his hands, they might want to throw it to him just a little bit more.
Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And this will be returned from deep in the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Not the start that they were hoping for. The interception on the first play of the game. It leads to 6 points the other way. How do you rebound from here?
Yeah, a little bit of humor. Got to laugh that one off, and not the ha-ha, that was very funny, but kind of like, can you believe that just happened? Let's go out and play now. Let's just start over.
A first carry now for Chase Edmonds. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
A first carry now. This is Williams.
To the 43, 2nd down.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. It's Khalil Mack that time, shooting in there to get him to the ground.
Well, every time I see speed like that off the edge, Charles, I just don't know how these offensive linemen do it. I would think that they would get called for holding every play, and maybe they should have been called for holding on that one.
Yeah, maybe not just holding, but sometimes you end up setting back in the offensive backfield a little bit farther to try and help you with the edge. That's a penalty as well. Sometimes you overset, they'll come inside of you. That's what speed does. It disrupts an offense. And right now, you've got to pay attention to this edge rusher on every single down.
Play action. Now Wilson. Over the middle, complete to Samuel.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
They'll run on first down. Edmonds. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun, and they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. They're looking for Judy, but it's intercepted. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Partner, there's no other way you could describe it because that was absolutely just gut-wrenching for that offense. They were right on the precipice. Points were available. All they had to do was just fall forward, and they were going to put them up on the board. Instead, a long drive ends in heartbreak and a melancholy trip back to the drawing board. How you like it when I go a little bit lyrical for you?
The Charger drive about to get going.
They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. The tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
They were just trying to give their offense a little more room down near their own goal line, but this is just going to make things worse.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From his own end zone, Herbert. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he's able to get this across the 10 before being taken down. Trying to find some space to operate, and now they'll have it. A gain of 12, a big first down to get away from the end zone. Back to throw here, Herbert.
Got an open man. It's Josh Palmer. He's got room past the 30.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass.
That's going to be caught. It's Palmer.
Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 36 yards on the play.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play. They picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Justin Herbert looking to pass.
He'll get this out wide to Eckler. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
Running on first down, Eckler. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
When a drive goes this long, you have to give a lot of credit to the guys up front, those big fellas, because the offensive line is putting something together that allows them to continue to control the ball. I know a lot of people think they get fatigued on a long drive. Actually, a lot of times the reverse happens. They actually get energized because they're controlling the ball, and they're the ones dictating to the defense.
This will be play number 9 of the drive here as they need 4 yards on third down. Herbert now. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Randy Gregory in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that will lead to 4th down.
Dustin Hopkins on for the field goal. A 37-yard attempt.
Hopkins' kick is good.
So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. Khalil Mack in there to get him once again. That's 2 sacks for him now here on opening day.
This offense continues to shoot themselves in the foot. And here, another sack.
All game long, we've seen missed assignments which have led to turnovers, sacks. This group was not played well at all here in the first half.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Derwin James with a pick.
But such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this...
And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown.
The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Chargers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 17-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
At their own 15-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And that would be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
The scoreboard tells a story for them, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
Blake Gillikin on the punt now on 4th down. Yards. That's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
On 1st down, it's Herbert. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Samuel. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
He's got a man. It's Sutton. That's complete. And he will have the Broncos 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
They love to try to take advantage of his height, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them try to run it back and try it again, maybe with a little less mustard on the throw.
On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or 2 because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
The 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Wilson. On the screen, this is Edmonds.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They go play action with Wilson. And his throw is incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like this one.
To throw again on 2nd down. Wilson, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Derwin James with a pick.
And the Chargers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. They're coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
They started on the ground with Eckler, and they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. It's Eckler again. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he will step out of bounds, but not before he's all the way across the 50. 67 yards rushing for him in his first half as he is looking in midseason form here in the opener. Now this offense in midseason form here in the opener. It's 1st and 10. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down.
10 more yards. 10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 39-yard line.
After the run, now Herbert to throw.
That's into the hands of Eckler.
And this is going to be another 1st down as they'll make the tackle at the Broncos' 29-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Charger first.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the 2nd half.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going.
And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this 2nd half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. Here's Herbert. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And the Broncos get there and take him down.
That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go to the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away.
It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Broncos take over, 1st down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground with Edmonds. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it.
It's a 2nd and 4 at the Chargers' 47-yard line.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. 7 yards there and a first down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Now Wilson on first down.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. A give to Williams, running right.
And a good push up front, and he's able to navigate his way down inside the 30.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Out to his left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I'm sure it was a tough halftime trying to figure out some strategy to get things going. Trailing by a lot when they went into the locker room. He's just trying every avenue to spark his team here to begin the 3rd quarter. Not a lot going on that play, though.
Play action. It's Wilson.
That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich.
And out of bounds right around the 20. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end, and now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. They run. It's Williams. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line.
So this offense able to convert on 4th, and now a fresh set of downs here. 1st and 10.
Here's Wilson.
And that one going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
2nd and 10, 3rd quarter of the season opener.
They give it to Williams, running right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Javonte Williams
from 17 yards out.
And the Broncos get a bit closer.
McManus's point after is good, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7.
Chargers 17, Broncos 7.
The Broncos kickoff unit out there to kick this one away.
This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Charger drive about to get going.
This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score.
On 1st and 10, Herbert.
This is swung out to Eckler.
Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down.
I'm getting a sense that the momentum of this game is changing since the break. Nice play there, and this D is fired up.
From the gun, Herbert on 3rd down. Finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards.
Chargers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
On 1st down, Justin Herbert. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory, down at the 31.
31-yard line.
Now it's Herbert. Out left, he's got it to Everett.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And the Chargers are going to have a 1st and goal as he's able to take this inside the 10 to the 8. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
The ball carrier. Tackle made at the 5-yard line. A gain of 3 brings up 2nd and goal.
Come on. Hey.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
And we often talk about defensive ends setting the edge, sometimes even the outside linebackers. But how about here? This is a cornerback essentially setting the edge and finishing off that play for a loss.
Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Justin Simmons.
And the Broncos are right back in this football game. So a good drive with a bad ending, Charles. They move it down the field well, cannot finish it off, though, as it's intercepted in the end zone.
Deflating, that has got to be the word here, because they were sharp in moving it down the field, but sometimes you start thinking like a touchdown is a given, and it doesn't always work out that way as we saw there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing is Wilson. Over the middle, complete. It's Williams. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a 1st down.
This possession means so much for them. They've got to focus on this drive and find a way to make this a one-possession game.
Yes.
Got to get a score.
Yeah, so good with a field goal. Don't necessarily need a touchdown. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the 4th quarter. Should rely more on the passing attack?
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first 3 quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try and find some targets in the open field downfield.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. On 2nd down, Wilson. Being chased out left.
Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy.
And this will be caught at the 30.
And they'll work this down inside the 30. Well, you normally talk about the mobility and the accuracy first, but the arm strength, that's what can turn Russ into danger Russ.
Now a 10th carry. Here's Williams. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
I I really like the vision he displayed on that play because he saw there wasn't a lane to completely break off a huge gain. So he found where there was the most space and got what he could. A nice dirty run that's a positive play for the offense.
Dancing to his left. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. Now Wilson. Completes it to Samuel. And he will have the Broncos first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
The tackle made by J.T. Woods. Here's 2nd and 10.
Now it's Wilson. And now here's another interception. Picked up by J.C. Jackson. And the Chargers are going to get it back here just shy of the 20. I think it's safe to say this is a game he's not going to forget anytime soon, Charles. 3 interceptions.
It's rare that we see 3 interceptions by one team, let alone by an individual. And I think that after the second one, he's probably telling his teammates, any ball that's in the air, it's going to be mine. And that turned out to be true.
84 yards rushing for him now here in week 1. A very solid start to this new campaign.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
Herbert takes it and just pops it forward.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Herbert now. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. And now here comes the 3rd of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. 3rd and 15 here after the 1st and 2nd down plays went in the wrong direction. Draw play. It's Eckler. And he'll only get this to about the 35. Well short of the line to gain. He's able to chew up 8 yards on the carry there, but still 4th down upcoming. Here's J.K. Scott now. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Now Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. Here we go. It's Wilson on fourth down. And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Picked by Kenneth Murray, and the Chargers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. We made one more play. Could have had our shutout.
Another yard would probably put this thing in the books. It's 2nd and 1. With the late lead, Herbert's going to throw it. They'll find Everett there, complete.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure